No one expected that morning to turn into a day that millions were talking about. Central Seoul was at a not-so-cold temperature, but there was something in the air, some kind of vague tension that was hard to explain. The fans who were waiting in front of a large entertainment building claimed to feel a strange omen since dawn. Among the crowd, the name Taehyung has been called since 5 in the morning. There is no official schedule, no announcement, and no clear reason why fans are so sure of the presence of one of the most influential idols in the world. But sometimes feelings come first, and that morning, their hunches were right. It's just that. No one was prepared for what happened then. A black car stopped slowly in front of the building. There were no special signs, but the fans shouted spontaneously as a reflex reaction when they saw the image of a man with a very familiar posture. Taehyung got out of the car in a casual but elegant style as usual. The sunglasses perched lightly on his face, and his smile, a small smile that only lasted a few seconds, was enough to make the atmosphere instantly heat up. However, despite the apparent calm, something was different. There was an aura that was difficult to explain, like someone holding something back. Amateur footage of the fans shows Taehyung several times turning his head to the right and left, as if checking on something. But at that time, no one considered it strange. All too busy drifting in euphoria at the sight of their idols. No one knew. A few hours after that, the news about the unkind treatment of Taehyung would become the #1 topic on all media platforms. But before we get there, we have to step back a little, because this story is much longer than just a simple incident. Korean entertainment media are notoriously quick to catch the scent of sensation, and that day they worked faster than usual. In a matter of minutes, articles with dramatic titles began to appear. Taehyung was involved in an incident? Staff behaving strangely? There's an unknown figure following Taehyung? What happened behind the agency building? The titles are getting wilder, though none of them provide any clear information, all based solely on amateur video cuts, blurry photos, and incomplete testimonies written with dramatic spice. But strangely enough, the more people read, the more convinced they are that something is wrong. Some fans recounted that they saw someone standing too close to Taehyung. The person was unfamiliar to them, did not look like an official staffer, and even more suspiciously, his face did not display any expression. Of course, in that tense atmosphere, the public's imagination immediately ran out of control. But up to this point, all is still vague. There is no clarity why no answer yet, because the crux of it all lies in a much deeper part of the story. Media sources claim that after entering the building, Taehyung was seen talking to some staff with a serious expression. Some witnesses even said that he raised his voice, something the idol rarely does in public. The doors of the room are tightly closed. The windows are lowered blinds. Anyone passing by could only guess what was happening inside. Rumors began to mill. Is Taehyung angry? Is he talking about a specific incident? Is there someone who makes him uncomfortable? Nobody knows. To be sure, a group of staff were seen exiting the room with tense faces. The atmosphere was vaguely captured on the hallway's CCTV cameras. A video that went viral and caused panic on social media for hours. But even though the whole world is talking about it, still no one really knows what happened. Not yet. Amid the confusion, another video emerged of someone claiming to see the mysterious figure again. This time in the basement parking area. The video was blurry, but enough to trigger panic. The footage shows someone, not a staff member, not an official bodyguard, walking in the same direction as Taehyung. Public uproar. Fans were outraged. The media is getting wild. Somehow, the rumor turns out to be Taehyung is getting bad treatment from someone unknown. What form of treatment is it? How did that happen? Is Taehyung okay? No answer, and this is where this story enters much more complicated territory. Online discussions are getting crazy. Everyone feels like they have their own interpretation. Some say it was just one of the new staff. Some claim it was paparazzi in disguise. Some believe it was a prankster trying to get close to Taehyung. But there is one most talked about theory. Someone made Taehyung uncomfortable, and that was evident in his expression from early in the morning. Fans began to analyze Taehyung's every move. The way he holds the bag. The way he's down. The way he walks fast. The way he looks over and over again. Analysis of the video shows that Taehyung pauses and stares intently out of the frame before getting into the car. What does that mean? The public doesn't know, but the world is already burning with curiosity. Not only Korean, international fans are excited. The hashtag about Taehyung shot to the top of trending in 21 countries, all waiting for clarification. But there was no statement from the agency. No updates from staff. There are no posts from Taehyung himself. Such silence only increases the tension. Fans began to ask, why is no one talking? If everything is fine, why is there no explanation? Is this serious? And the initially vague rumors began to develop into a kind of internet urban legend. In the afternoon, an anonymous account uploaded a 7-second clip. The video shows Taehyung stopping abruptly when someone touches his shoulder. It's not clear who that person was. It's not clear what he did. It is also unclear the context, but Taehyung's expression looks uncomfortable. Only 7 seconds. But it was enough to make the world go mad. This is the first time the public has seen such a clear, albeit still, incomplete moment. Various media write titles such as, "New evidence emerges Taehyung allegedly received inappropriate treatment? A mysterious figure touched Taehyung?" Agencies are silent. Fans are angry. Of course, everything is still unclear. No one knows what exactly happened, and no one knows why the clip was taken or by whom. But then, everything changes when Taehyung is finally seen exiting the building. Upon exiting, Taehyung displays a small smile as if to appease the fans. But fans who pay attention to details say that there is a slight tension in his eyes. Some believe that he is hiding discomfort. Some believe that he was just tired. Some believe that something has indeed just happened. A witness said, "He looked good, but also like he had just experienced something that made him think hard." All the more mysterious. No one can be sure of anything. And now, after thousands of speculations, after hundreds of rumors, after hundreds of clips and photos were analyzed, this is the part that no one can explain. The part you've been waiting for since the beginning. Core part. The part that makes this whole story make sense. This is exactly what happened to Taehyung. After being traced, the unkind treatment Taehyung received was not in the form of physical aggression or dangerous threats. The mysterious figure, who had been making Taehyung seem uncomfortable since morning, turned out to be someone unknown who was trying to hand him a letter and approached too suddenly without permission. Taehyung is shocked and feels uncomfortable because of that person approaching without warning, touching his shoulder without permission, and try to give obscure objects. The staff who saw the incident immediately pulled the person away. Taehyung is brought into the building to be safe. There were no dangerous events. There were no serious incidents, but enough to shock Taehyung for a few minutes. And that's the reason his expression changed. That's why the situation in the building seems tense. That's why the CCTV video looks suspicious. It all started with one sudden act from someone unknown which made Taehyung feel uncomfortable. In the evening, Taehyung is reported to have calmed down. He did not suffer any injuries, but the incident remains an important lesson. Even world-class celebrities can feel threatened by the small actions of someone unknown, and the fans can finally breathe freely. Even so, this story remains one of the most dramatic moments that have shocked the Korean entertainment world this year.